Take off.
Are we live? Are we live?
Hello, Houston.
All right.
We have hit
Hey,
the atmosphere.
Hello, hello.
How are you doing?
Okay. Are we live?
Yeah, I think we're live. We're
All right.
Victor on the house.
Hold it.
Save.
Save. Build a. Sound money. If you're new, guys, that's how I open up.
Sound money.
Yeah. Bitcoin is sound money. All the shit coins are not. So, wow. How much did we go up today? $1,000
like
or something like that?
$1,000, yeah.
Yeah. So,
look at the daily here.
Guys, things couldn't be working any better. I did not make a prediction. I hope you guys understand that. You guys think I'm magic and do this stuff, but it's not. This is why you play it right. I didn't know it was going to do this. I trimmed today, but I'm also not getting out unless we take out last month's highs this month, which is about 9,200. Okay, 9,200, 9,300. How high can it go between now and tomorrow, the end of the month? Actually, you're starting to get overbought at 90. Then at the previous month, usually you sell off if you do that, but it could go as high as 10,500, 11,500. I'm not looking for that, but I wasn't looking. I told you the other day what the most optimistic thing to happen could happen, and it's almost happened. We tested 9,000, couldn't quite punch through it. Looks like we are going to punch through it. I'm going to go. We'll find out. So we can go look at the trading account and how we're doing. Can we do a screen share?
Screen share.
And yeah, I got a lot of hate on Twitter. People that I don't understand. They just don't like success for some reason. It looks like I got to log into this thing.
Yeah, we're gonna have to log in. So
all right, we're gonna get off the screen share so we can log in.
Very, very exciting. Yeah, so how's your trading day going, guys? Let us know in the chat. And
I know a lot of you guys are doing well, and I've got thanks for the compliments that you're learning what I'm teaching. There isn't that much to it. Okay,
hold
see.
up. This is like running a spaceship, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of gears.
Yeah, we're going up there testing that 8,900 again. I think we're up to
let's
almost 8,990. So let's go look at the account. Wow. Remember yesterday we flashed up there, I think to 6, and I dropped the Bitcoin and was worried about it. Now look where I'm at. I got 0.6. I started on April 12th, and now it's 10.3. Can't do much better than that. That's about a 17x gain. What have I done? Well, let's scroll down a bit and let's look at the open positions. Oh,
hold up. You got to do a little thing here. Are we lagging? What's going on? Okay, I think.
Now, guys, the best thing I could have done as far as return, since the market's gone my way, is done nothing, just held on to the 320,000 Bitcoin and not sold the perp against it, not sold the XRP, the what do they call that? Ripple, not sold the Ethereum. But I do that because that's my way of trimming. And if you notice now, because we're getting at the tail end of this move, but the tail end of the move is also the biggest part of the move. We are now in the most difficult time of trading. Exiting is far more difficult than entering. So we'll see if I'm smart enough to exit this thing correctly. But I am looking to get out, particularly if we rally up and take out last month's high by 9,200. However, if we don't, we just hang in here, then I'll be very reluctant to I probably won't lighten up, because we do on the monthly, we're going to have a red 1. And if we go in May, if we take out the April high, we'll have, a green 1, we'll have a green on a monthly, we'll have a green 2 over a green 1, which would be very bullish. So let's go down and let's look at the positions so they can see it. This is a way that you can be long the market and get paid for being long. Okay. If you look at the, there's a funding rate, it's not much, but I didn't sell my June. I didn't sell my September. Now, the problem with not selling my June and September is look at my available balance. It's all tied up in that trade. So I can't take anything out till I get out of those. That's kind of the downside of it, but that's all right. I'm in the position I want to be. I'm getting paid for being long Bitcoin. I'm heavily long Bitcoin compared to my short shit coins. But if you notice, look at that. The Ethereum M20, the June 20, I'm in a profit now, guys. Unbelievable. And I actually bought some back and I've got orders to buy some more back. My headache now is the XRP, but I'm really not too worried about it because I'm pretty sure it will break harder. I was waiting for this. It's very hard to get short. And so the way I like to get short is, I definitely believe the Bitcoin dominance is going to be reappearing. So I have no problem being long a bunch of Bitcoin and short a little bit of Ripple and Ethereum. The problem is you probably want to be a short basis Bitcoin and not the US dollar. In fact, go to the BitMEX account again and do a comparison. Can you go to BitMEX for a minute?
Yeah.
Okay, do a comparison of Ripple. Go to Ripple. Now, look at the perpetual. Hit that one. Boom.
That's it.
That's it. Okay. There's the perpetual. And now look, that's in dollar terms. Okay.
Dollars, yeah.
And yeah, and so I'm getting my little butt roasted there. But look, go to the June 20, the other one, that one. Yeah. Look at the difference in the chart. Oop. You gotta, yeah. Look at that. This thing, whoops, you have to, yeah. Much kind of scroll. You can't scroll out where that big down candle is.
Right.
Just you can scroll a little bit
it'll
more.
just work
Okay.
the chart, yeah.
Okay. So you can see, had I concentrated on being long Bitcoin and short the XRP, I would have actually been way ahead. But the reason I did the dollar amount is because it's just an offset for a lot of my Bitcoin, and I want to have a little residual income on my net long position. And the whole thing is, overnight, my equity doubled. I think yesterday when we were looking at it, where I was at, five. I think we popped up to 6 for a minute. And I lost. We had a little spike up, and then went down to 5. And but we recovered, and so now I'm looking to get out. I mean, I want to take some home. Large traders, the wise large traders become small traders again. I like to take, 4 or 5 Bitcoin, maybe 6 to 8 Bitcoin out of here and just go back to trading 2 Bitcoin. So we'll just have to see. I think there's a 50-50 chance. We're up here now, probably better than 50. I thought it was very remote yesterday, but now that we're this close, there's at least a 50-50 chance that we're going to take out the March high in April. So if it does that, you can go down and show them my orders. Scroll down, they can kind of see where I have my orders placed. All right, so there it is. You can open up more. I mean,
Buying at 8,000 and then you're selling at 9.
yeah, I'm going to be selling a lot of Bitcoin over 9,000, 9,200, 9,300, which is just over last month's highs. I have no idea if it's going there. If it goes there, though, I know exactly what I'm going to do. Again, it's not where's the market going, but what are you going to do if it goes there? That's the way you got to be thinking, which is not easy because everybody, they want a set piece transaction. Oh, you buy it here and you sell it here. No, it doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. You have to be able to react to the market because it is emotional and emotions change. So, I mean, I had no idea that the market was going to go from 10,000 down to under 3,300 on the futures. And then after it went to 3,300, rally up to almost 9,000 now. So if you want to, we can go to, we can go to Bitcoin dominance if you want, or wherever you
Yeah,
want.
let's have a look at dominance.
And the reason I think this Bitcoin dominance is going to start really kicking in, so I'm not going to be surprised if, Ethereum is about ready to run its course. I've got some orders up there if we rally up much more to sell some Ethereum. Okay, and I hope I can get out of this because I want to get my nice profit off the exchange as quickly as I can.
Right
so
on.
that is the weekly. That's looking good.
Weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so let's go look at the daily. And you can go look at the hourly. But I think we've turned that. If you look, the bottom came at the same time as the as what I call the Green Thursday. A lot of people call it Black Thursday, but I call it Green Thursday because I bought it down there instead of, after getting wrecked, I bought it down there. So I started that was my Green Thursday. So.
Well, you want to look at that Bitcoin versus Mexican peso?
Well, you can do that if you want.
Yeah, that's an interesting chart right now.
We live in Mexico, so we do kind of look at that because we want to sell our Bitcoin in Mexico because we get a better price for it.
Yeah, so it actually made a new kind of local high.
Yeah.
So to speak. Like
21. Wow, 21,392. All right.
Yeah.
So I can figure this out in a hurry. 21,392. Oops. 2 divided by where I think we're about 22. I'm going to say 22.5.
Yeah, so that rally that we just went through, that crazy rally,
so
and then the dip that we just made a new high.
We are over $9,500 here. So yeah, so you've got about an $800 premium. It was out to over 1,000 there yesterday, but it's about $800 higher in Mexico than it is on the exchanges.
That's wild.
So, and so I've just sent here's how you do it, guys. I take my profit, you hodl some, you save some, reward yourself, and then I got to pay my bills. So I'm in the process of slow sending a Bitcoin to Bitso, and I'll be selling a Bitcoin for $9,000 or $10,000, and then to pay for all my expenses, and that's how you do it.
That's great. Do you want to talk to Victor now?
Yes. Okay. We got Victor Villicana, and Victor, are you just going to be audio, or are you going to be video too?
Yeah, my connection is bad. I just can't do audio.
Okay.
But I can share my screen when needed.
Okay. Yeah, well, if you want to do that, we don't have on this computer. We're rearranging things. Got new computers in here. We don't have the equity app on this computer. So if you can load it now, I did tweet out the daily and the 4 hour and the 1 hour on the tweets today, so people can see them. I also put it on the Telegram group. So if you can screen share and show that to people,
yeah.
I mean, it's really getting interesting. It's telling me, okay, I'm looking to get out. The equity app is telling me I should be looking to get out. I've already lightened up. I've already trimmed. So if this market collapses before I get out of it, I'm not going to be going back to where I was because I don't have as much on. And that's what trimming does for you. Now it all looks stupid because I think the highest I sold Bitcoin, I stopped selling Bitcoin at 85.11 and it went up to, I could have sold it at 89.11 or 89.50 or something, but I didn't because I was comfortable with the position I have. And I just thought there's still a good chance we're going to go quite a bit higher. So, I want to pay to see the cards if we take out. I'm not real bearish if we fail in here. If we run up to another new level, you know, then we could have some problems, particularly if we fail. So that's the way I'm looking at it. All right, you got the equity app. There it is.
Yeah, this is the
What's
version
going on?
I'm working right now. Is version 6. You guys don't have it yet. It's still under development, but still has some issues with calculations and stuff, but it's very workable. So this is your perpetual. So you're getting an 8, I guess. Look at that spike.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Can you put it on everything? Because that's really just a hedge. I was long that, and I actually went net short, but I was telling people that if you look at what I was doing, I'm selling the perp against my June because I want to get, but not as much. So I'm actually still have a long position on, but I get paid every 8 hours for carrying that long.
yeah,
That's the way I like it.
the big candle of today is missing in this version because it's the one I am working. So it's a
Okay.
problem.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the day is missing.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
maybe we
but we could use the stats. I have the stats. Do you see
Okay.
the stats? So here you have your perpetual is up like 40%, and you have also your June, and both future contracts on Bitcoin are above 20% profit. So just your perpetual XRP is a bit down, but not
Yeah.
much, right?
Huh.
No. It's not a very big position, and I'm down about a quarter of a Bitcoin. It's really just it's more of a hedge and an arbitrage. You know, I look at it as a spread, and basically Bitcoin and XRP both went up, but Bitcoin went up a lot more. So as far as the spread goes, I did come out ahead today. I didn't lose as much on the XRP as I was making on the Bitcoin, and that's why the equity is not now up over 10 Bitcoin.
Oh, one thing I'm working on this new version is this. I don't know if you noticed, but this section right here in the all contracts, you now have, you can see the position, your whole position, your whole account position. So the version you have, you can't see the position on this screen. You just see the realized PNL and the unrealized PNL. So this is why I'm having trouble, because I'm calling just now. So, but this is gonna be some this is one of the features I'm implementing now.
Mm.
So
Realize PNL.
yeah, you have the real this, but this has obviously an error now.
Okay. So it's like it's in relation to the position or something. The realized PNL went down. The position went way up because of the
No, it's just
bugs. Okay.
just something I did wrong
Okay.
in the code.
Got
Just
it.
don't take much attention to the end of to the last candle. Yeah, it's
Got it.
just wrong. But
Okay.
the interesting part is here, where you can see where when Ugly was having a little bad time, you can see the overall position start to decrease, like you see here in this spikes. Every time he got a hit, he used a little bit less, smaller position.
Right. And most people do just the opposite, and that's why they get wiped out. So
And you can clearly see when Ugly is getting profits, it's in profit. He starts to increase his position size up to 60 Bitcoin right now. So
so position size is like how many contracts have been purchased? Like
yeah, yes, but
got it.
in all contracts it's reading in
Right. Interesting. Yeah. So
so
you can actually
the
see the
sum
two
of all the
times.
contracts currently open.
That's fascinating. So you can actually see the two times that he got liquidated there. On
Yeah,
February 10 and then begin like the end of February.
yeah,
And then that big dip and then the rally.
Yeah.
Yeah, there I got that big red, guys. I was in there with everybody else. I got wrecked. I was a buyer just above 5,000, got wrecked at 4,700. But look how I recovered. And that's why you always keep powder dry. That's why you always want to have Bitcoin on the exchange. And if you get wrecked, you should be able to get wrecked with a smile on your face because you didn't. It's okay. I got an article I'm working on that says it's okay to get wrecked. It's not okay to get ruined. You don't want to get ruined, but it's okay to get wrecked. It's happened to me twice this year. It happens to me 3-4 times every year. Hopefully, it will be a while before it happens again. But
look, there's a 9 on the daily there before this sort of drop. If you can go back to a chart, somewhere around like 10th of April, there's a 9, and then you get a 1, and then a red 1, and then a correction. And now we're closing in on
here.
We're in a green 8. Yeah. So that's a green 9, and then you get a dip and you get some volatility there, and then we're on a green 8 right now. So I'm definitely not one that I don't.
Actually, we are on an ugly equity is on a 9 because the yesterday
right.
candle is missing.
Right.
The big one
right.
is missing, and it's a 9.
Yeah.
okay, so I'm on.
You are on a 9 right now.
Interesting.
And it's also an 11 on the countdown sequential. So very close to a 13.
All right.
Interesting.
So what's the difference between 11, 13 is that's a double whammy. So I get the 13 and 9 together. And then, all right. Well, I'm looking to get to exit. So I am looking to exit. I just don't want to, I want to be patient and see how things go. And I kind of think I think we got one more big liquidation to come. I just don't, why don't you share, can you share,
Bitcoin price?
no, share that. What's the name of that squeeze or squid, not skew?
Yeah, that's right.
It's on my,
This guy, Bitcoin futures.
yeah, that's it. And then go look at, let's look and see the liquidation, how badly it's been. There you go.
Right, let me place that.
All right, so
I'm going to stop screen share.
okay,
Cool.
yeah. So you look at that. We had one big liquidation up there. Looks like it wasn't today. Maybe it was the end of yesterday or something. Anyway, you can see that one. How big? Go up there and see how big that is with those. Yeah, go up to the blue can. Put it on that line.
I know. So this would be
Yeah, there's 32. There's 6 million, 6.8 million, and you know, so that's pretty big. You can go down there, go to the CME total open interest, and that's down there in the left-hand corner. Okay, and yeah, and let's see. So the volume's down, open interest is going up, which it should with a market going. I think there's a BitMEX open interest too. Is there a BitMEX open interest?
No.
This
mouse is a little slow.
Yes, dollar price.
Price.
Yeah, there it is. BitMEX XP US dollar OI. That's open interest.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
So yeah, you actually had a pretty nice decline in the open interest, which you know, I mean, it doesn't tell me. It's not in a trading range, so.
Ugly.
Yeah.
Do you think the decline in the open interest has something to do with the fact that futures are in line with spot right now?
Probably. There also
spot?
might be. Joe Satz told me that yesterday BitMEX announced, and I didn't see it yet, that they're not letting the Japanese trade on their exchange anymore.
Oh, wow.
So if you're US or Japan, you can't go on their platform.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just
Japan's a big market as far as
I think that after March 13, just not enough traders are left. after that big spike down?
Oh, I think there's lots of traders left. They're just the ones that got blown out aren't there anymore. So we had to, that's how you, like I say, there's large traders that become small traders, and that's what happens. So there's plenty. I mean, there was a temporary lack of liquidity because so many people were wrecked, and the people that didn't have, they were already had so much long that they were out, and so it was just, like I say, just a few of us that I had a little small balance there, and I was providing liquidity when there was none, and so that's
You want to have a look at the Bitcoin price?
sure.
Really look at it.
We haven't looked at it yet.
No, we haven't looked at it.
Okay.
That's an exciting thing to look at right now. So we had, that's the market cap. See, there we go. So
All right. So there's the daily. Now if we can get a spike up, and I don't think it goes till, and I think that's on UTC time. So I think at midnight, maybe, or whenever it changes. I'm not sure when it, or maybe it's New York time. So that won't change until. I'm not sure if it is. It might be New York time. I don't know if I have our time or what. You can create your own setting.
Right.
But, so go to the monthly. This is what I'm looking at, guys. If the green one goes above the red two, I want to be a seller there. And if it holds in here, just holds, then I really don't want to be. Now we can have an inside month would be a month where we don't take out the April highs and we don't take out the April lows. We just have an inside month that closes lower. That's a very possibility. I mean, this could be the top already. We just don't know. But that's why you trim. And then go to the weekly. We'll just go down the scale and look at that. All right. The weekly, you still want to be bullish. There's no reason to think we're going down at all. Next week, you can move your stop up, below the low. Right now, it should be at the low of the 2. Next week, you can move it up to the low of the 3. If you go to the daily chart, let's go to the daily now. Remember, guys, I told you when we were down here at 7,000, I said, you can just buy this here and risk 100 or 200 points and you won't have any adversity. And I was right. I said, just put a stop below the 2-day low. We never came close to taking out the 2-day low. We had that one little dip. I think we took out the 6 went under the 5, but that was it. So now the 2-day low is going to be where that 6 is 76.51. Now the problem with all that is, you don't want to give up that much. If you've got a, you just don't. So that's why I trim, because I didn't know this was going to happen. So, but you don't want to give up that much. So hopefully we get another pop up. I just don't know. Let's look at the 4-hour. Okay, we're accelerating. We're still accelerating. And then, there you go. Good 9. Right. And I know Joe Sass, he was a seller up there and he scalped. He was just scalping. Right. I mean, if it's probably not a bad idea to lighten up a little bit in here. Let's go look at the 1 hour. But guys, if you don't want to get out completely on these short time frames, because you'll miss the biggest part of the move. So, okay, here's your 1 hour. And again, you had a nice sell off, but immediately all it did was take out the 2 candle low and then reversed. And now you're right back on up. So, there's it's very, very strong market.
Yeah, I mean, it could keep going. Like the weird thing is that all the smaller time frames are kind of, they're on 9s, but except the weekly. The weekly is just like, no, still got a long more to go. But I mean, this could be on a 5. This could be all the way to a 9 up here, right? Like it won't flip until it goes.
Yeah, and I've had such a good run. My goal is to get as much off of there as I can, and then just cut back on my trading. And and go back and forth and try and do it all again.
Mm.
But I won't be starting with 0.6 now. I mean, what, I don't know how much I'll be able to get off the exchange, but I'm going to take off as much as I can. So, and that's the key. That's the key. Don't keep much on the exchange. You know, skim your profits when you, if now you notice I'm going to trade with a larger account because I'm profitable now. Now, if I get wrecked, what do? I don't increase the position. I actually make it smaller. I decrease my risk, which is just the opposite of human nature. One of the guys on the Telegram group said he lost 6 figures last year, and now he's profitable. Now, of course, he's trading on a much more reasonable and smaller scale, and he's having fun. That's the most important thing. And he's confident, getting confident in his trading. That's where you should be, guys. You don't have to, you shouldn't be betting the farm because you get wiped out if you do. Just, you shouldn't, if you're having problems, emotionally or you're over trading. If you're not having fun, you're over trading. It's that simple. So Adam Back just did a tweet too. I retweeted that if you look at my Twitter, and he kind of did a relationship between Liquid, Lightning, Bitcoin, and the exchanges, and which on safety and just a lot of different variables. And it looks like he's got it down because he says he trades and arbitrages and he has fun doing it. And so I'm sure the thing is, that's what people don't understand. Successful traders actually have fun. They're not up here sweating these markets. Now, it is more fun to win than it is to lose. No, I'm good. It is more fun to win than it is to lose. So, but you can consistently win. Okay. You can consistently win. You've seen it. I'm showing you how to do it. You guys, every one of you out there can be a better trader than I am. I'm really not that good. I know everybody thinks I have magic beans, and and I get somebody was trolling me today because, apparently they want me to they want to be able to shadow my trades. Well, that's not going to help you. When you start shadowing me, you're going to pick the wrong time to shadow me. Right. You're going to pick the time when
you might bet too much, right?
Yeah, you might
bet too much.
And you got to learn this on your own. I mean, I can give you a guide. Ask me whether I'm long or short. I'll tell you. Ask me where the market's going, and you don't have a clue of what I'm teaching.
Newsletter is. I'm like, I'm shadowing you. Everybody else here is shadowing you. We're kind of learning from your trading. That's already shadowing. We are talking about doing like a copy paste trading on Telegram. We're looking into.
Well, it won't be copy paste, but I can maybe copy the BitMEX account more often. But we were talking with Joe Satz, and he has some kind of
he's got a bot.
A bot where you can log in and everything, whatever I do will show up there. And I don't think it'll make that big a difference because, I don't know when I'm going to change my mind. Yeah. And so unless you're on here 24/7, I guess you could do an alert or something, but that's really not, I'm doing this to teach you how to trade, not so you can shadow me. So.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be the trick. Yeah, you want to learn how to fish, not get somebody to get the fish for you. All right.
So yeah, there's the equity app that I tweeted out.
Yeah.
So you can look at that.
Right. So here's some of the pictures.
There's the pictures I just go over.
Oh, they can't see it.
There's the 1 day. And now this is more accurate. I don't know what this is the old version, but you can see I was on a 7, and then we go to the next one. This is the.
Yeah, they just got this.
Oh, that's the September. That's not everything. That's just the September.
No, that's not everything. Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was everything. What's the next one?
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens, right? Because the equity app is kind of telling you.
This is September. So this is my best. This is a contract I've had. This is not all. This is September. This is the 4 hour. All right, and this was sent out a few hours ago, and this is the 1 hour. So I'm sure I'm on a 9 on the 1 hour. So, do I want to sell in here? Yeah, maybe I should start selling a little bit. I haven't. Right. All right. Any questions, guys?
Yeah.
If you guys are tuning in and you're thinking about the newsletter, here's the deal.
Right.
we're going to end the lifetime memberships tomorrow, and from then on, it's going to be a subscription. The subscription is going to cost the same. We'll probably throw in some extra perks, but it's going to cost the same. And then every year you have to renew. The renewal won't be the initial cost. The initial cost, guys, is, if you get the discount from a member, it's 0.085 Bitcoin, which right now is what, $800, $700.
Yeah.
And it's lifetime. You get all of my newsletters, all of the past newsletters. You get, now we open this up to the public, but generally these kind of meetings we have just to members. We're going to be building some new things. We are going to be doing, one's got he wants to do where you guys can watch my trading.
I mean, I don't know that we need to do that. I think this kind of show is good. Like, we're really enjoying this. And again, as you said,
I don't mind as long as it doesn't get in my way. You guys don't seem to understand. I don't have buy and sell points. I scale in, I scale out, and then I'm looking to move. I react to the market action. I don't, and then I have orders in case there's an anomaly, and in case there's I like to have orders in there in case there's a flash up or flash down, and you can, something like that. It's much more fun trading once you're in the driver's seat. Like right now, it's a lot more fun for me to be trading because I just turned 0.6 Bitcoin into over 10 Bitcoin and, in 2-3 weeks. So I don't think there's too many people that, do that. As far as I know, I'm the only one publishing his trades. And I'm getting trolled by people that, somebody called it a scam. I said, look, you should have never bought the darn thing. What you get if you're getting, first of all, you don't need my newsletter if you don't have a hodl. If you don't have a hodl, don't get it. Take advantage of all my free stuff. Okay. Once you have a hodl, I think it's prudent and wise to learn how to trade. And then you need to come here. And it's not so much the TA. I will teach you the TA, but TA, you can never, TA, all you can do is make a fatal mistake. My whole thing is so you can always trade and not make a fatal mistake. And that's always money management.
Right. Yeah, that's a question, actually. Tom Walsh just asked, how are sequentials essential for you?
No, I didn't trade with them. They're not, I did find them useful. I mean, I was familiar with it way back when Larry Williams came out with them. So I've been familiar with it. And then Tone improved on it. What I do like about Tone's system is it shows you if you have a 9, it will show you an arrow. Hey, it may not, because a 9 might turn into a 1. It doesn't have to, because the sequential is dynamic. It's not a static indicator. It's dynamic. And because of that too, you have to be real careful because, Tone always teaches like, well, when a green 1 goes above a green 2 goes above a green 2, then I buy it. Or red 2 goes below red 1, I sell it. Problem with that is that's only when the candle's complete. And particularly if you're doing these daily candles, when the market's moving 600 or 1,000, I mean, there's a big difference between the beginning of a candle and the end of the candle. So that's what you have to bear in mind. So,
right.
I mean, it's useful, but I don't trade. That's not the most important thing. Okay, put it this way. I look at it, but it's the last thing I look at, not the first thing. The whole thing was build your position. We got the position. We're in the position. We're riding it for all it's worth. Hopefully we get out, before it completely collapses or, or somewhere along the line here. And, that's, I can't do any better than that. It had nothing to do with sequentials. It had more to do with my other timing indicators. It had a lot to do with the basis, okay? Because basis is not a timing indicator, but basis said, buy Bitcoin. It was telling you to buy it when it was at 5,000. That's why I bought it. But it's not a timing indicator. So it went down because it was like 400 or 500 under, but it broke below the 5,000, went to $1,500 backwardization. And the same thing on the upside. When we were at 20,000, the contango, yeah, last summer we went to 500 or 600 contango, but back in December of 2017, we were at a $2,000 or $3,000 contango. Yeah. So it's not a timing indicator. It's just simply, it tells you, okay, I'm looking for a bottom, I'm looking for a top. Now, if we look at the basis now, you're really not out of line. A little bit, you're starting to see, but September's not over June. June's now what, about 30, 40 over the perpetual. You see how my spread is working, guys? Do you see why I'm even though I'm short the perpetual, I'm getting paid for that, and my long June is gaining on the perpetual. So I'm making money on that spread. And, what happens is the funding goes way up, then that spread's even going to get wider. And then that's when you want to be looking, when you go into contango, you're looking to get out, because what happens is, I'm a big believer is you buy on the way down and you sell on the way up, because it's too late. I'm not a breakout buyer, guys. If you notice, I don't like buying breakouts. In fact, I'll be selling into them. I sold in this breakout. I mean, I'd have been a lot better off. I've just stayed with my long position. But you know what? I didn't. I trimmed. I'm doing a dance. I don't mind being short the Ripple. Look, Bitcoin's up 14%. Ripple's only up 6%. How have I lost anything? That spread's making me a lot of money. So, hit the Ethereum. Let's see where my Ethereum is. Yeah, it hadn't done anything. 24.53. The June, hit the June. Yeah, I've got orders up. See, yeah, I got orders to buy the Ethereum if we break some more. You can see them down there. Go, you can look, hit the Ethereum perpetual, and you can see where I have. I'm going to slightly sell Ethereum if we go up, scroll down. Scroll down. So you can see where those sell orders are.
You can see them.
Yeah, see, I 230, 255. I scale in. I'm not going to sell a lot, but I'll sell a little bit up there, and I'll double down if we go up even more. So, and why? Because I'm going to be long. I'm long Bitcoin. I'll be getting out a lot of that. If that happens, I'll be selling that and also be getting out of my Bitcoin. But by that time, I should be at 11 or 12 or 13 equity in a margin balance. And so now I can afford, and it'll be a very small net short position, just hedging the profits that I have. So, and then go look at, scroll down a little bit and go look at the funding on Ethereum. Okay.
It's a positive.
Keep yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Okay, in 10 hours, and where is it? 0.1 and 0.5. So it's got a nice little payout. Now, sometimes it gets to 0.37. It goes out as high. I think there's a limit of 0.37.
Here's a random question. Can you like just buy or sell this thing like 10 minutes before the funding gets paid and get paid, or do you have to hold it for a whole sort of cycle?
No. It's all comes down to the seconds before. So there's a lot of games. Did you ever look at the funding rate? One thing that I kind of look like right now, the 2 hours is most, because if it's going to counter trend, this is kind of the time. The 2 hours is a kind of an important thing. But if you wait until the very end, there's a lot of little manipulative games going on between there, and you can try and play it. I try and do it. It's kind of fun to try it sometimes. Yeah. But yeah, you can go into it a minute or two, or and then after it pays out, then it pops one way or the other, and it's not, there's no secret to it. It's just
right. Just a little small game.
Yeah, it's just watch it. The next time when it goes down to when it goes under an hour, it'll have like 30 minutes, and then 20, 15 minutes, and then when it goes down to 1 minute, it'll actually go the last 30 seconds, and you're counting down those seconds, and everybody's trying to position themselves around.
That's amazing.
It's kind of fun to watch.
Right.
Huh. But yeah, it's all, you don't have to. You don't have to hold it the whole time. It only counts when the funding time comes.
Got it.
So that'll,
And then you get out trying to keep the profits, basically. Yeah.
yeah. And you know what? The best thing to do is not even worry about it,
Yeah, it's tiny.
except long term. Like I say,
Yeah.
because we're not in contango, I would want to sell instead. I could have sold September. I could have sold June, but I didn't want to. I want to sell instead of selling the June and the September, I want to sell the perp because I get paid for selling that. And because of that, you'll see like the June has gained substantially. It's at a premium now over the perp. When I was buying the June, it was, $50, $100 under. Now it's over, guys. You have to learn to play that spread. And it's very contrary. So you have to learn to, which contract is the best value. So that's the whole thing. Right now, nothing's a good value. Right now, it's a very nervous market. When I was on with Joe, he said, yeah, the markets, there's very little liquidity. The markets are real thin right now. There's not a real big buy book. But go pull up the perp chart and BitMEX again. Let's see how much volume there is. Yeah, that one. And go to the perp on Bitcoin.
Oh, hold up.
Are you on it over here?
Yeah.
Okay, go to the perp.
That
scroll up to the perp. All right, look at that. That's usually there's millions of contracts. Oh, there's a million, but that's still not as much as there usually is. And I was looking at today, sometimes there's only a couple 100,000, but there's not, it's a very thin market right now. It's not very, and that's why I think this thing can get pushed. I'm thinking we're going to run this thing up and hit some more stops. And we're going to, when you see those, look, I'm an ugly old goat and I eat records. So if we do that, we'll be seeing records and I'll be getting out. So.
All right. I have a question about TD and we got a few questions in the chat. So let's get through those. Can you talk a little bit about why TD is useful? Like, what is it that it's doing that, what is it about timing indicators that's different than maybe, for example, like, I don't know. What is it about timing that makes the TD sequential interesting?
Well, it's really more like all you're doing is you're looking at days back. That's what it does, or candles back. And so, and it's, assuming some patterns. But look, if you follow TD, the reason I'm saying it's really not that important is you're going to miss the big move. Because, for example, if you want to pull up the chart back there when we're back in 2017 and we were at 7,500 and we ran from 7,500 to okay, look at that. Is that it? Yeah. Okay. Look at that 9. Look at this 9.
This 9.
Yeah. Look at that 9. Yeah, you got out way too quick. Wow. That's a monthly. Go look at the weekly. Let's go look at some others.
A whole other cycle. Yeah.
So you can't, it's not, there's another one. Here's the problem. Scroll. Okay. Okay. Use that one. So there's a 9. There's a 9. But if you got out on that 9, if you got out of that 9, you left $10,000 on the table per Bitcoin. Guys, it's a tool, so you need to learn how to trade. That's why I teach you, what I'm teaching is what? I said, okay, we stay with the trend. You see, let's look at that green 6. Look, go look. Okay, go back to down here at the bottom, or give me the mouse and I'll show you guys. Give me the mouse. All right. So look at. How do I do this? All right. This is week. Okay, this is the weekly. Okay. Now, if you did the weekly, okay, okay, there's your 9. Now that one worked out great. But selling, it didn't work because it went back above, went above the 2 week high. So, and this one didn't have much of a sell off. You just had to buy it and get long. So now you had a 9 here because it had a 9 before it became a green 1. Again, took out but it reversed. Now here's the big one though. There's a bunch of big ones. What if you sold this 9? That's the problem. You know, even if you did a shitty job, you sold it at under 9,000. If you did a good job, you sold it over 11,000. But how much did you have up here? I sold a lot of Bitcoin above 20,000, guys. You know, because I was waiting for, I would have sold a lot if it had gone up, if it had just gone a little bit higher, would have gone to 23,000 on one contract. I was going to get out of everything because I was looking for, I think, 60% in 1 week. But look at this move. We went from 15,000 up to over 20,000. So now look at this. The first time that we took out that, this gets scary because you can still buy it twice. You can do it. I don't ever do it a third time, but what do you're in that uptrend, you can buy it under here. The problem is if you did buy it under here, and I remember I did. I sucked my way through this because that low is under about 15,000, but the market went down another 4,000 points. It reversed and went back up. Okay. And then here it took out the 2 week low. Okay. And this 2 and the 2 went below 1. Now those are pretty good signals there. When the 2 goes below 1, it's a 2 week low. Also, when the market goes up, for example, when you're in a downtrend, you can sell it. Now, it didn't really work very well. You don't want to, now I bought it immediately when we took out the 2 week low. Sometimes you want to wait. Again, there's nothing in concrete, guys. You do have to kind of get a feel for the markets. There's no question of that. So here's, I'm just saying that you know, I didn't get out, even though there was a 9 and I knew, because I remember that 9 and I didn't get out of it. You know, I had a lot on and I made a lot of money from 11,000 to 20,000.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I just did. So, and that's what happened today. Look, I'm sure there's some guys out there that, you know, have followed me, but they didn't stay with this. You're in a winning position and you didn't stay with it. If you sold it, I mean, what is the problem now? You had a nice, let's say you bought it down in here. Let's say you bought the dip under the previous week. Well, what if you sold it on the 3? If you sold it on the 3, even if you did a good job, you sold it at $7,800. Well, we're 1,000 over that now, guys. We're $1,000 over that. What are you going to do now? How do you step back in? And so that's the problem. That's why I liquidated some things. So if the market breaks, I'm not going to, you know, and it could, but the most difficult thing to do is to stay with the winner and to exit at the right time. Exiting is the hardest thing. We are at a very, very difficult time in the market right now. And all I can say is I'm glad I have my position on. And the guys that are sweating bullets now are the people that are, they got FOMO flowing through their bones.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they just do. They say, oh man, look at, we got all this, we got this helicopter money coming, everything's going to be buying, and Bitcoin's going to go to 30,000 overnight. It could. So that's the point. Wow. But if it does, great, because I picked up, 16 Bitcoin so far, or actually 20 Bitcoin this year, if I count the other exchanges. So it's trading is fun. It's not hard, but it's not easy. And you're going to make mistakes, and you just can't look back. You just can't worry about it. There's always going to be another market.
Yeah.
You know,
we're adding to our hodl as this whole thing happens. So even if you get out of a leverage trade, you're still stacking sats. So
right. And you can, when I was talking with Joe today, he said, yeah, he's just doing short-term trading, trying to build up, the equity where he can do more trading. But I'm not a, you know, look, I want to be long. Is Bitcoin going to 100,000? Yes. Is it going to 300,000? Yes. So yeah, you want to be long, but you also don't.
Yeah.
You don't want to have these huge equity swings. It is tradable. It is tradable.
Definitely tradable.
You know, you just have to be wise in your trading.
All right, we got a question here. Ugly, what are your thoughts about current contango being only over $30 plus in January when we went from 6K price to 8K and the futures were $400 plus?
I'm not sure they were.
Oh,
January.
January. Yeah, the January.
Yeah, I don't see, but we didn't top out in January. We kept going up. When did we top out? In February or March? We topped out
Yeah, it was probably like in.
So yeah,
I
I mean,
like February 14th, literally my birthday.
you're not in an extreme, guys. This is exactly where the market should be. In fact, if anything, September's way underpriced. September should not be under June.
So we were like 11,200 on the June futures, and the spot was at 10,250. So it was $1,200 above spot price. Contango of $1,200 on the June. Actually, no, it was $1,000. $1,000 contango. $1,000 contango.
That was last year.
That was this year, in February 13th. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, what's that telling you? What happened? We closed that thing, didn't we? And we went down.
So
it's just hard because look, you know, it's up there and it's staying up there, and most likely there was a big funding rate, so nobody wanted to you know, it's
right.
You know, I know everybody was bullish back there. You know, when the market is up, everybody's bullish. It's just human. It's the way people think. You know, I always say, you want to listen to a TA analysis? This is the way a TA guy speaks. If the market goes up, it goes up. And if the market goes down, it goes down. Yeah, you're exactly true. But what good does that do you? TA does not. TA is a useful tool, but it's really not important. And boy, and that's where most people are just taught wrong. They think that there's no magic beans, no magic beans, no magic buy points, no magic sell points. It's all emotion. So you react when the emotion is there. I don't know I had no idea this market was going to run over up to 9,000. But what I did do, I said, okay, it might go up here and you have to be prepared if it does. So it's not where the market is going. I don't know. The question is, what are you going to do if it gets there? That's the big question. So that's what today is so important, and tomorrow, because if we pop over the 9,000, it's a different market than if we don't pop over it and we slowly grind and get that green 2 over green 1. I don't want to be short this thing for very long, but I certainly, you know, will risk some of my profits if we go up there and see what happens. Yeah, and you know, because particularly if we have a bunch of big records, you know, you start seeing these 10 million liquidations on the short side coming over 9,000. Well, you know, you're close. It doesn't mean you can't go to 10,000 or 11,000, but you're getting pretty darn close. I'm not going to take a large short position. I'll only go short maybe 20 or 30,000 dollars in Bitcoin, which isn't much, just 4 or 5 Bitcoin. But you know what? If I can if my equity can go up during the downturn, I'll be happy. If I give up a little bit of equity, that's fine. I want to get the money off the exchange. I'm willing to risk a little bit of my profits now to take a stab at a sell-off, but I want to make sure it's extreme.
All right, we got another question. Hey, Ugly, do you have any thoughts on trading BTC on spot exchanges?
Well, I do. For most of you, you don't need to be trading on BitMEX. I would recommend, when I first started Bitcoin's relative, the volatility is enough that you can trade without any margin at all. I used to just trade on Coinbase, and it was fully bought, fully sold Bitcoin. Just think of it this way. The market, on March 12th, on Green Thursday, not Black Thursday, guys. It was black if you got wiped out, black, but it was green for ugly old goat. So on Green Thursday, and it was green for Juan Galt.
Green for me, yeah.
And so on Green Thursday, we bought Bitcoin under $3,300, not cash, but futures, which the lowest the market got was 4,000, a little under 4,000, maybe 38, 3,900. It didn't get that low. So that's where we were able to buy it. Well, if you didn't buy it on margin at all, now I only put in 0.6. I only bought $40,000 worth, but at $40,000 at 3,500, that was what, 12, at least 10 Bitcoin, 10 or 12 Bitcoin. And I did, and immediately I, popped it up to 50. If you're trading without margin, and I say, if you can't live it, don't trade with margin. Just be fully. Look, I made 17x because I use leverage. But if you didn't lose leverage and you bought at the 3,300, guess what? You've made 3x on your account.
Pretty good.
If you had a half a Bitcoin in there, you've got 2 Bitcoin now because you made 3 times on the original investment. Well, yeah, I mean, I know how to leverage and manage my funds. So I did 17x, but with no leverage at all, you still could have made 3x. So you don't need to leverage at all. And if you're not comfortable, just have every position you're on very well leveraged. Just to maybe to go 2 to 1 or 3 to 1.
That said, I didn't learn to trade on BitMEX until the last 3 months, I would say 3 or 4 months since we started talking, and I started I knew I was gonna come here, but probably maybe 3-4 months. It takes a while to understand BitMEX. There's a lot of buttons, there's a lot of numbers, there's a lot of pages. It's complex. Binance, Coinbase, they're definitely easier to use, but I am so glad I've learned to trade BitMEX because I've never made this amount of money trading Bitcoin. I've made money trading altcoins, buying bottoms and selling dip, rallies and doing, getting fork coins and stuff. And you can do that in other exchanges, but the stuff that you can do on BitMEX, if you really understand BitMEX, you're basically, you can really multiply your wealth. And
it's a professionals market. I mean, if you don't, I mean, we want you to come on there if you don't know what you're doing, because we'll teach you real quick. You need to know. You don't want to just hop on there till you know what you're doing.
I mean, I lost 0.05 Bitcoin, $500, learning how to trade on BitMEX. But now I'm up and I'm way over that. So that, I'm in profits now. And I've taken out all of that. So.
Right. And you do pay dues.
Yeah, you're going to pay it.
I paid dues. I got on Bybit and I got on Darebit, and I actually reviewed those 2 exchanges. And, I didn't like Bybit at all. I thought Darebit was okay. For the small and medium-sized traders, it might even be pretty good because it has a nice spread between the bid and ask. There's supposed to be a new market. If any of you guys are on it, I'd like to hear about it, and that's that Swan.
Yeah, Swan.
Their big thing is they're going to be Bitcoin only, and they're up and running now. But you can dollar cost average however you want to. You can do it, $10 a day or $50 a week or $100 a month or whatever. 5,000 every week, whatever. You just set it up, and they will automatically draft your bank account and set it up on a certain time frame.
Like a dollar averaging,
dollar cost averaging, and they really sound like I want to get acquainted with them because it sounds like they're really for the newbies and for people that are trying to accumulate that don't have a hodl.
Right.
And you guys, if you don't have a hodl, you don't need to subscribe to my newsletter. Don't worry about it. What I teach is most of it's available free, and don't get it. Now, if you're going to be trading, then I do highly advise you to get it. So.
That's great. Okay, well, we don't have a whole lot of questions, and the viewership, we only got 22 people watching, so I think it's been a good show.
Right.
We should definitely kind of mention again, we're doing public live streams right now because it's the end of the month, and we're gonna end the lifetime membership program So yeah, if you want to get it, if you want to sort of get more of this and see, like, this is usually what we do on a private live stream, this members only type of sort of conversation, and so we look at the markets and all this stuff, right? Show the charts, show the BitMEX charts.
Yeah, you get this with the membership.
Yeah, you get this
Okay.
with the membership.
We don't tweet it out. We're on Twitter now, and people can look and see what we're doing. But this is just kind of what we do.
Yeah.
And then you get my newsletter, which by making, you know, like I keep you informed on what I'm doing, and then I send my CSV file so you can keep.
That's right. So you can actually look at the trades. You can chart them out yourself. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens.
Cool.
We'll see if we get see if I get those fills up there over 9,200 overnight. It'd be nice. And then we'll see if there's any follow through from there. I hope not. I hope it just goes there and then it reverses. But I might get trapped in my. You know, we just don't know. We're in unprecedented times, and very spooky times. So.
Thanks, guys. I'm a member and best investment I have made in a long time. Thank you, Wade. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm not going to be, when I go short, I'm going to have a very small short position compared to my long position, and I mean extremely small, because the trend's up. I'm going to be bucking the trend.
Right.
Okay. I'm just going to be selling into an over what I consider an overbought position, which doesn't mean it can't get more overbought.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like when I bought the Reckitt, I bought at above 5,000, got Reckitt at 4,700. You know, same thing might happen here. I might be selling at 13,000. Here we go up to 15,000, going big contango, and I might have to look at it again. So,
well, yeah, that's the one thing that I'm kind of, still stunned by, is how short the contango is. We're still only about $30 above contango.
No, this is very healthy. This is a very, very healthy market, and you have time when that contango spreads out. It doesn't usually top out right away. You have time.
Yeah, you have time
to get out.
So, I mean, this tells me the trend still has to continue. Like it can. Again.
Yep.
But
all right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we'll
see you next time.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
We'll be doing it tomorrow night too. But that'll be
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Right.
Thank you, Victor. So hey, if you can come on tomorrow night, you guys, if you get the Equity app going up again, can you come on tomorrow? You want to come on tomorrow?
Let me. I prefer to finish the version 6, and then we can make the next show. Another show.
Yeah. Well, don't stay up all night doing it. You need to get some. Victor's a hardworking guy. He runs 2 factories down here in one in Tijuana and one in Mexicali. So he does this because he loves Bitcoin, and he's an engineer and has a full-time job, and really has a lot of responsibilities. So we're very lucky to have him, guys. And so the Equity app.
Thank you.
Yeah, and he is selling the Equity app. So that is extra. That's not included with the membership. It might be once I go to just a yearly, we might do it as a premium, as a bonus, and I'll just buy it from him directly. But the Equity app, really has some potential, and so I definitely want to support it. So
yeah, thanks for the work you're doing, Victor. That's awesome.
All right, guys.
Thank you, Juan.
Have fun.
Thank you, guys.
I'm gonna sign out here a little bit.
Later.
Remember, you need to hodl.
Save.
Build.
Sound money.
Yep,
sound money.
That's what we want.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. All right. Good night, everybody.